Hey everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. Hope everyone's doing well. So today we are going to be planting some more seeds along with some marigolds, and we're going to pot up these two containers right here, one on that side, one on the other side of me right here. I'm going to clean them up a little bit because we're going to use these containers for Berry Fest, our berry festival, strawberry festival on Mother's Day weekend coming up. May 9th and 10th. That's exciting. So we have been busy with that. I've been sewing banners. We had some crazy weather. We had some thunderstorms, some rain. And then we're doing some work here in the garden, which I'm going to show you. It's a hot mess. I think I just, I fell into the rabbit hole and now I'm trying to dig myself out of it. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. But yeah, and I'll show you what is happening. So for right now, we are going to do up these containers. Let me show you these flowers. This is so pretty. Look at that. Do you see those? And then this is the backside. Almost looks like little strawberries. So I thought that would look so cute as a thriller in the containers. And so we're going to move these containers to the fairgrounds once Berry Fest, once we start decorating for Berry Fest. So we're going to pop that in there. And then because it is America's 250th anniversary, I thought it would be cute to have a strawberry plant, kind of just spilling out the side like that. And then have some blue lobelia right here with some white petunias right there. And hopefully these will be fillers and spillers. I believe the lobelia would be more like a filler, and then the petunias are going to be spilling out of it. And so I want to plant these up now so that way they at least look a little developed when I move them over to the fairgrounds. And so I cannot wait to have that event. That is going to be so exciting. I've been making cute little quilted banners for all the stages. I mean, we do have other banners and things like that, but from our sponsors. But yeah, we're going to have these little quilted banners for all our stages. I made one for the Little Miss Strawberry Pageant stage, and then one for our Blueberry Community stage. And I have a few more to do, like a mulberry stage and things like that. We name all our stages because it is a kids event on Mother's Day. So, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. We have a little mother's retreat, a little dad's lounge, which is outside with some lounge chairs. What else do we have going on there? We have so many things. We have monster trucks this year. Gosh, you guys, it's been wild. And then doing our landscaping business on top of that. So much work. And I haven't even gone out to see my containers. So I'm probably going to go out next week and check out all the containers at the shopping centers to make sure they're all looking like good. All right, so today what we're going to do is do these containers and then plant some seeds. Those seeds that we planted 8 days ago, the cucumbers and beans. All right, so what happened was we have roly-polies and we have chickens. And the chickens need their wings clipped because they have been, when they're out here, I let them free range during the afternoon, late afternoon. And so when they're free ranging, they have jumped into the garden, and I've watched them pluck out the seeds from the garden bed. So normally, I don't know why I forgot to put netting on the top of it. Normally I'll put some netting on the top of it, and I didn't. So the birds had a feast, the chickens had a feast, the dogs came in here, started digging around. It was just horrible. But yeah, we're doing some work to the garden, and we need to hurry and get this work done and then close up the gate so the animals can't get in here. And I'll show you what we're doing in just a little bit after we get done doing these containers. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend the soil. I just have some regular potting soil that I'm going to pop in here. I'm going to put some slow release fertilizer so that way they can, get some food. And we're going to do a bunch of flowers. I also am going to pop in some marigolds because we have some aphids that are getting on the tomato plants. And I thought, they weren't going to get onto the tomato plants because they are living up here. Let me show you in that plum tree right there. So we have a plum tree in here, and for some reason this particular plum tree attracts tons of aphids. So I thought because we have this plum tree, maybe the aphids were going to leave my tomato seedlings alone. But no, I found some aphids on my tomato seedlings last night, And so I'm going to pop in some of these marigolds, because marigolds and nasturtiums are good seeds to plant in the garden, good flowers to have, because nasturtiums will attract, it has an odor to it that will attract the aphids, and then these marigolds have an odor, a scent that the aphids don't like. So I'm going to do that. And also I'm going to plant some alyssum, not alyssum, yeah, alyssum. I'm going to put some alyssum in the garden beds, because the alyssum will keep the hornworms away. It attracts a certain bug that, that will combat hornworms. So yeah, it's good to have these other plants. I had no idea until I started gardening that you can plant other flowers and other things into the garden beds that will help deter certain pests from your tomatoes and other plants in the garden. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to do up these 2 containers first, and I'm just going to pop in some music here. I'm going to place all the stuff, and then I'll show you what I did and yeah, how I did it. All right, so we are done planting some extra seeds, which, as I was planting the beans, I noticed that some of them are popping up. So they didn't get all of the seeds, which is good. But I didn't see any cucumbers, so I did pop in some more cucumbers right in this area. So here are the containers that I finished. Let me just run through what I did. So we added this little puffy flower. It's kind of a little saggy right now because I just watered it. But don't those look like little strawberries? So cute. And then I added some lobelia right here and some petunias, some white petunias, and then these strawberries. Now these strawberries, I could separate them and pop them in here and there, but I think that'll look cute once the strawberries start to form, to have a nice big patch of strawberries. And I did the same to this one right here. And then I added all of the marigolds onto the garden beds where they have tomatoes, on all of the places that we have tomatoes. And then I also got a little 6-pack of a mixed herb with some cilantro right there and some basil. And I did that to this wheelbarrow and this other wheelbarrow over here. Now this wheelbarrow over here, I added some dill right in there, and I popped in some marigolds. So that is how the garden is looking. There's a lemon that has a ton of lemons on it. Look at that. So many lemons, and all the hellebores, all the things that we planted along the side around the garden is looking so good. Now, what's going on in the garden right now is, so I thought it was a great idea that John would come in here with his excavator and like scrape off the top layer of the garden beds. But as you can see, like, my gosh. And then what I was going to do is I was going to fill it back in with some mushroom compost, but the weeds are so deep. Do you see that? They're just, oh my gosh. Like, he was scraping and scraping, and I felt like we never got down to the bottom of the weeds. So yeah, so now, because he did one bed, he has to do all of the beds. So he's over here helping me out, pulling out the things that I put in there and scraping out the top layer. And what I'm thinking about doing is, scraping it down pretty low, adding some like weed protector or some cardboard or something like that that's going to suppress the weeds, and then add the mushroom compost on top. So that's our idea of what we have planned. But we're probably not going to do that this week. I don't know. We'll see. Because Johnny Boy here is turning 51. Can you believe that? 51 years old. I never thought I was going to date someone the same age as me. No, you're younger than me. 6 months younger. Yeah, I always tell people that he's way younger than me because they just assume that he's younger than me. So he's going to be turning 51 coming the 21st, April 21st. So I don't know. This is the last weekend that he's in his 50s. So we got to figure out what we're going to do. Be careful, the praying mantis nest right there. Right there. Look. Yep, it's a praying mantis. Did it already hatch?
There too. There's a couple over there.
Oh, it didn't hatch yet. So cool. And I've never seen a praying mantis nest hatch. Oh, there's a lot of them. 3 of them. That's a good one. So this is what one of the garden beds looks like. Look at this one. So cute. I added some, I added some marigolds to this one. Oh, I got a 6-pack of eggplant because I forgot to start some. But these garden beds are looking so good, you guys. Look at how beautiful they're looking. I have a little cilantro that looks like it's bolting. I'm going to cut it back. We could probably still use it at the bottom. But that is what's happening around the garden, planting some more seeds, redoing some containers, taking care of baby puppies and goats still. I did move the baby goats into the stall with all the other goats. So they're adjusting, because they're by themselves, and the other two babies in there, or 4 babies in there, have their mamas. So I go in there, bottle feed them, and I pump out the mamas in the morning. So now I separated the baby goats from their mamas. They're in the same run, but at night I will put the babies in one stall and the mamas in the other stall, and then I'll actually milk out the moms in the morning and feed that to our baby goats that we bottle fed. So that's what's happening. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is what's happening on the farm right now. So I'm going to help out John so we can get this task done and we could go do something fun. All right, so take care, be safe. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.